Hey all, and this is the Path of the Samurai event. This is an Earth Commander event and Arcane Killer. My Earth teams are not exactly spectacular. I made up a few though, as you can see here. At the end, it's just a couple of cards that might be useful. If I go back, I do also have my Dark Commander team plus my Light Commander team that could potentially be useful. Anyway, let's go over to the Earth team and have a look at the cards. This is my main team for Crusading and Guild or Solo bosses. The first card is Potent Pathfinders. This has a nice increase to Earth Commander damage. You can see here 225%, plus creates a few power gems. The next card is Colossals of Corellis. This has a 200% damage buff to any Earth Commander card. You can use that to boost up itself or another card. Then Brothers in Banditry. This is my main hitting card. It's quite old, but I don't have anything better yet. It has 300% increase to self-damage, plus dispels Blind and Dodge. United Shardbearers. This is the Earth Commander card with the killer skill needed for this event. United Shardbearers is actually still a pretty decent card. It has this Earth Commander damage increase of 80%, plus a passive that gives another 50%. So I do like having this card on the team, even though I think there's a newer card that's Arcane Killer over this one. Then finally, Gifted Bladesmaster. This is just for the damage increase. Doesn't really have too much else on the card. Then for the relics, there's 2 arcane relics at the end in case I use this for the earlier levels of the ultimates. Then the other 3 relics are basically just my best Earth Commander relics, as you can see here. There we go, and then the arcane relics at the end. They help break some of the shields for the ultimates, more than enough for the solo and guild bosses. Right, so moving across to the next team. This is for the ultimates if I need to break more shields. Basically the same as the previous team. Let me show you how many shields it can break. So the first relic breaks 4, then this relic here breaks another 4. Then this one here, 3, so that's 11. Then 13, 17, 19, 23 in total, as one of my cards is not an ultimate form. I probably won't be playing that many ultimates if I'm being honest. My best team's only really hitting for around 30 to 40 Q. And that's only likely to get me through the first few levels of the ultimates, but never mind. This team is an idea you could try, boosting up Oasis allies with high performance unit area. You could also use Metaverse Masters with a team like this, but since the Earth Commander cards all have bigger boosts, it's not really needed. First card again, Potent Pathfinders with a 225% damage increase. Colossals of Corellis with 200% to any card. Oasis Allies, this is the Immortal Killer card. Does increase self-damage, 150% you can see here. Then United Shardbearers again with the 2 damage increases. Then finally High Performance Unit Area to get the supercharged buff up and hopefully boost up Oasis Allies to deal a decent amount of damage. You will of course need a couple of dark relics to make this team work though. Then over here it's just a couple of cards that might be useful. The Jailers and Metaverse Masters. The Jailers could be potentially useful as it has that increase to Arcane Killer attack 1200% whenever the enemy's turn is delayed. So you could try this if you have a decent arcane hitting card. It is a bit outdated though, the jailers, but back in the day it was used pretty much all the time. Then Metaverse Masters, of course, 150% to any card. That's still pretty useful, but Earth Commander cards are having bigger damage buffs than this, so it's not as useful as it might have been in the past. Finally, if you are struggling, do try an alternative colour team. My light and dark teams are actually hitting for reasonable damage. You just need 4 damage increasing cards with 1 hitting card. In this example, Lost Covenant is the hitting card. And again, over here, 4 damage increasing cards with 1 hitting card. Sunblessed Siblings being the hitting card this time around. You might be surprised at the damage, so I think I'll test out both of these teams in the next part of the video and my main Earth team. So let's go ahead and do that. Here we go. Alright, so here we go, the team testing. I will use my 3 teams against the Umbral Guild boss. See how they do and see how I get on against the enemy's defender skills. I don't think I'll have any problems against Deflect and Absorb, so let's see what happens when I hit the boss and see how much damage I do. Alright, here we go. So I think just left to right is the best way to use this team. Let's go ahead and try that. I can use Colossals of Corellis twice as well. So something like this. Then match the highest 2 gems, then pull in the 1 gem, but that's not quite ideal. You have to pull in the 1 gem during Commander to get the best damage. During Slayer, just match the highest 2 gems. It's a bit weird. That's not bad damage though, 44.7 Q. Let's see what happens after the enemy's skills have hit. See if they really affect me or not. Right, here we go. Bit laggy. Well, it's completely frozen up, actually. Absorb won't do anything. Not sure about Deflect. Which we'll find out in a minute when I try and attack again. There you go, I'll just go left to right again. Oh, it's removed it. Oh, nice. That's always a good result. And then, again, I have to pull in the 1 gem. Probably around 30 to 40 Q damage. Let's see. Yeah, that's not too bad. Let's quit out at this point. That's given me a good judgment of this team. Right, let's have a go at the dark team and see how that compares then. Go over to the light team afterwards. Right, here we go. So this should be interesting. I don't think it would do as much as the Earth team, but I think it's worth a try, as this is normally a pretty strong hitting team, especially as Lost Covenant is 6 pink stars, 5 times awakened. That's not a bad grid, actually. I think that's the best move. Then there's 3 loose gems from the match. Let's see the damage. Yeah, that's alright. 24.7 Q. It's not spectacular, though. The Earth team was doing more damage with a worse grid than the light team here. This is normally my most powerful commander deck, so let's see what it does to the boss. Alright, here we go. So again, left to right, and then hope for the best grid possible. Lots of good damage boosting cards on this team, so we shall see how much damage this actually does. Okay, that's a weird grid. I have to bring this across, and there's nothing loose from the main match, unfortunately. So this won't be optimal. 22.1 Q, that's slightly above the dark team. I think this is worth doing another attack with. So let's try and get a better grid this time around. Let's see what happens anyway. Hopefully I'll be able to finish off the guild boss. But we shall see. Right, let's try left to right. The debuff should be cleansed by Sunbest siblings. Needs to do over 30Q to finish off the boss though. Just hope there's a better grid than last time. Let's see though. I still think left to right is probably the best order here. And that's actually looking like a really good grid. 3 loose power gems from the main match. So this should do good damage. Let's see. 40-50Q maybe? Oh no, I didn't activate one of the cards. Oh, that was an almost perfect grid. Why didn't that card activate? I'm sure I pressed it. Never mind. I should really edit that out of the video, but it's staying in anyway. I'm going to finish off the boss when I get my next attack in, even if it's a really poor hit. I can't believe that didn't activate. I definitely pressed that. Never mind. Right, there's not much I can do now apart from try again. Left to right, finish off the boss this time around, please. Here we go. Let's try this. Hopefully decent damage. Right, so the board has nothing loose, unfortunately. So it's not going to be an optimal hit. I think the previous hit, if I'd activated all the cards though... Oh, it's done it again. Not sure what's going on there. Why is it not activating that card? I think it might be because of Deflect. Yeah, there we go. That explains why. So Deflect is blocking the skill, unfortunately. I was wondering what was going on there. I thought it was me not pressing the card, but no, it's being blocked by Deflect. But that still gives a good idea of the damage that my teams can do. All right, and that's the team testing done. You may have all seen, but it's the return of Commander Clash. This is one of my favourite features in the game. You can get souls for both the Master Hero and Ultra Rare for free if you finish in the top 50 here. The bosses that give the Clash tokens are found in the Crusade. Doesn't really matter when these are summoned. They're not worth huge amounts of trophies. You're just killing them to get a good position on the leaderboards. Try and get top 50 if you can though. Getting a free ultimate form is always a very nice present to get. Right, I'll go over to claim the collection now. It's a Dogan collection. Lots of tier shards in there. And the usual choice coins. Gems, 250. There we go, let's claim that anyway. It's not overly exciting. No one really uses Dogan anymore, but that's what it is. There we go. Right, let's claim all of that. And get out of here. Right, let's have a look to see what it is this time around. Over we go. Oh, it's a Water Vanguard. Interesting. So this is what it looks like on One Pink Star. It's got that Vanguard's Fury and Vanguard Toughness buffs. And Might as well. So that could be interesting if you upgrade it and put it in the first slot. That's not bad at all, actually. Maybe one to consider working on if you have a mixed defense that includes water. There we go. Let's claim the random 6-star hero. Alright, so let's go ahead and claim this. Let's see what bonus hero I get. I think that's an older hero, if I remember correctly. I'm sure I've seen that somewhere before. I don't think it was the main hero from the current event deck, unfortunately. I'll go and claim the essence like I just did. Scroll up to the top. So, since you can get this deck for free anyway if you are in a decent guild, is it worth going for the deck beforehand? In all honesty, the deck is only slightly better than the Potent Pathfinder's deck. The buff is slightly higher, 2-turn cooldown. There is an extra 50% if you die, which might be useful on the ultimates, but in my honest opinion, I would recommend waiting until you get the deck for free after Commander Clash, rather than getting it early unless you are desperate for this deck. Getting half of the deck could also be potentially useful just for the damage buff. That would be Asuga of the Divine Eyes. That has the damage buff and the extra damage buff if you die, so basically all the important features of the deck are on this card. That's just my personal opinion though. You might want to get the deck early, then get extra pink stars on it, but in all honesty it won't help you that much getting pink stars since it's not a damage hitting card, so to speak, or a card that increases self-damage. Anyway, I'm going to end the video at this point. I hope that was interesting and helpful. As always, if you do have any questions or suggestions regarding this video, please let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to help. If you did enjoy this video, leaving a like and subscribing is very much appreciated. Thank you to those that have already subscribed. I've included a previous video on the screen, plus a playlist, plus you can also subscribe from here if you want to do so. And thanks for watching.